Most interviews are boring. Two people in a chair, questions get asked, questions get answered, but everyone goes home happy. But these are not those interviews. These are the ones that publicists had nightmares about. I mean, imagine you're an interviewer. You've done your prep, your questions are ready, your camera's rolling, and you're in control. And then the person across from you hands you their underwear, or walks out, or attacks you in an airport, or even silences an entire crowd with a single word. What you're about to watch is those moments where the interview went exactly the wrong way, and in every single one of them, the musicians walked away victorious. This is the definition of throwing the guest you're interviewing under the bus, as the interviewer clearly was asking questions to set up Kiss's Gene Simmons in front of his partner, with the awkwardness being obvious from the very first few seconds of the interview. And it only gets worse when the interviewer asks about his, let's just say busy past, with Gene responding with a joke and his missus clearly at breaking point, leading her to walking out on live TV.
Alice Cooper was on the show, another rock and roll.
Who's that?
Legend. And he spoke about the lifestyle. So, and he talked about you, Gene. Watch.
That lifestyle only goes so far, and then you start thinking about what's important.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But in those days, Gene Simmons was on the show. I've heard this before from him anyway. He claims that he had sex with 5,000 women. Do you believe that?
At the same time?
No.
Oh.
If that's true, wouldn't he be in traction at this point?
Yeah.
How's your back, Gene?
My back is good. My schmeckle, not so much.
That's very nice of you to joke about.
It's a joke. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Rude.
She's
so
done
rude.
with you.
It's so rude for you to joke about it.
I was
Really
just
funny.
joking because
Thank you.
she's a comedian.
Here, these back on. It suits you.
Thanks for the question.
I'm sorry. You're blaming it on me? Don't put this on me. This is all yours.
You did the entire setup. Please come back here.
No, you joke about it, and it's not funny.
Well, I'm trying to make you feel a little more comfortable.
So it's possible that she's done with you, Jane. How do you feel about it?
Well, I hope not.
Quick interruption from the video. Listen, I'm sure you're all bored of the AI slop, and some of you appreciate that this is a real person making real content. So if you're one of those people, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It helps me grow and means I can make more videos. Okay, I've gone slightly rogue with this one, as it's technically not the interviewer here that says stupid shit, more the politician that Marilyn is being asked to respond to. But it's important, so I'm including it anyway. Marilyn Manson was being interviewed regarding comments made that his music was to blame for the tragedies that occurred at Conal. And he calmly manages to completely flip the narrative and point the finger back at the government in a calculated manner, hinting that the real issue isn't music, it's the fear culture in America.
Some will be so brash to ask if we believe that all who hear Manson tomorrow night will go out and commit violent acts. The answer is no. But does everybody who watches a Lexus ad go and buy a Lexus? No, but a few do.
I definitely can see why they would pick me, because I think it's easy to throw my face on a TV, because I'm, in the end, sort of a poster boy for fear, because I represent what everyone's afraid of, because I do and say what I want.
If Marilyn Manson can walk into our town and promote hate, violence, suicide, death, drug use, and Columbine-like behavior, I can say, not without a fight you can't.
The two byproducts of that whole tragedy were violence and entertainment and gun control. And how perfect that was the two things that we were going to talk about with the upcoming election. The president was shooting bombs overseas, yet I'm a bad guy. And I think that's really ironic, that nobody said, well, maybe the president had an influence on this violent behavior. No, because that's not the way the media wants to take it and spin and turn it into fear, because then you're watching television, you're watching the news, you're being pumped full of fear. There's floods, there's AIDS, there's murder. Cut to commercial, buy the Acura, buy the Colgate. If you have bad breath, they're not going to talk to you. If you got pimples, the girl's not going to fuck you. And it's just it's a campaign of fear and consumption. Keep everyone afraid, and they'll consume. Mm-hmm. And that's really as simple as it can be boiled down to.
Right. I have no idea how Corey managed to keep his composure with some of the ridiculous grade school level questions being asked by Larry King in this clip. But the thing that surprised me the most and made it very awkward was how aggressive Larry told, not asked, Corey to put his mask on when he was showing it off. Despite Larry clearly not having a fucking clue who Corey or Slipknot even were, Corey handled the pressure insanely well.
I understand that. Now, what band wears masks?
Slipknot does, yes.
Stone Sour would never do that.
Does not, no.
Of course, they're...
Well, I've dressed in drag once in Halloween, but that was as close as it came.
Let's see, is this a mask you wear? Let's bring it in.
Yeah, this is the new one, yeah.
Who designs these masks?
I came up with the concept. And
does the whole band wear different masks?
Yeah, everybody has a different
Put
one.
it on.
Oh.
Do you have a name for this mask?
No, just, it hasn't gotten to the point where it smells, but yeah. And that's one of the things that you have to kind of do, is you have to make sure that you can perform in it, or if not, then it's like, what was the point of that?
Are you performing Halloween?
Oh yeah, in Dallas. So it goes on like this. The buckle comes on like that. But the cool thing about this one is that there's a mask underneath the mask, just like that.
Uh-huh.
So
that is considerably scary.
The old miserable lad Johnny Rotten has become a bit of a mainstay on this channel for his outbursts, but in fairness, with how unprepared this interviewer actually was, I think it's safe to say he was actually well within his rights. And if there's one thing you don't do when interviewing Johnny Rotten, it's dare to even mention the Sex Pistols, which unfortunately the interviewer does, leading to this shit show.
Sex Pistols, one of the world's most notorious bands ever, and the lead singer John Lydon, aka Johnny Rotten, arose as pop culture's most polarizing figure in the late 70s, which is really saying something given the Bee Gees status. And he carries that moniker to this day. The singer has just published another memoir, Anger is an Energy, My Life Uncensored, opening up about all the details of his sordid life and past. And hopefully future John Lydon joins me now.
All right. Drop the word sordid. There's nothing like that about my history. And secondly, there's two bands that I've been in, and you've missed the most important, which is Public Image Limited.
I know. But
So
people mostly know you for the Sex Pistols, though.
Well, they will if you just carry on ignoring the most poignant parts.
I'm glad that was such an important part of your
And
life.
I'm here to remind you.
Oh, me too, John. It's been so long. In fact, the last time we met, it was 21 years ago this month.
Ugh,
and we had this exciting exchange. Take a look.
Shut up and let me finish a f***ing sentence.
Oh, John, would you just relax? And he said, I'm not taking any more of this, you silly.
I'm fed up with it.
As soon as it happened, I was like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. That's true. I did say that. Remember when you tore the microphone off and left?
Well, you didn't seem to know how to hold a book, and nice to see you.
Oh, nice to see you too.
I hope you learned to read since. It might help.
Yes, I've actually been to college and written 2 books since then.
All right, well, we're here to talk about Anger is an Energy.
We are, John. Thanks for redirecting already. I was very worried that
Somebody's got to know what they're doing around here.
Yes.
This next one is unique, as the interviewer is actually a musician themselves. As Smashing Pumpkins' Billy Corgan interviewed Nick Cave at Lollapalooza back in 1994. Nick called out Billy's shit immediately, when it was obvious he was asking questions from a sheet that were prepared and almost identical to an interview Nick had just done for MTV. Billy comes clean and then tries to freeball the interview by asking his own questions, and well, it just ends up getting worse, and I mean significantly worse.
And Nick and his band are on the Lollapalooza tour. Nick, how did you get involved with Lollapalooza?
Well, my manager rang me up and told me that I was going to do this.
No back taxes or anything?
Well, no. Basically, we just decided that we should try and approach America in a different way. We've been playing here many times before, and it's been the same. I've done this same interview with... are these your questions?
These are not my questions, Nick. Right. I take no credit for them. All right, here, I'll ask you...
The same questions. I've already done this with MTV.
All right, here, I'll ask you a different question.
Okay.
It seems that a lot of European bands, especially English bands, have trouble breaking in America, and I think this is a good idea for you. But why do you think this approach will work a little differently than past approaches?
I just think there's more people. That's basically it. Yeah, we're not English.
I apologize. Australian, I'm sorry.
Celine Dion was taking no shit at all from Ellen on this day, on Ellen's own show I might add, as she lightly mocked Celine Dion's young son's appearance to his mother's face on television. Celine pauses, looks her dead in the eye and says, "Do you have a problem with that?" And the audience is stunned. Ellen has no answer and immediately pivots to, "So let's talk about the CD." And in fairness, as the interview goes on, the awkwardness does fade away. Moral of the story, never make a joke about a mother's child at their expense, and definitely not to their face. face.
I don't know.
No.
I'm not too much into politics stuff.
All right, well, it seems like you're busy with something because you're forgetting to cut your son's hair.
Right.
Look at him. He is beautiful, but look at his hair. When are you going to cut that hair?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem. That is some long hair.
You know, I have to say, it's amazing, right? You cut some people shave the head of their children. And people say, oh, isn't that terrible? Well, I don't even cut my son's hair, and they say, oh my God, when is she gonna cut her son's hair?
Right.
You know? Whatever I will do, I won't please everyone.
Right.
But something that I can reassure every mother here, the long hair, do you know that René Charles makes his own decisions most of the time?
René Charles is your son's name?
My son makes his decision about this hair.
So he doesn't want to
I've asked him about 25 times, if not 5 million. Do you want mommy to open your face a little bit? Do you want me to open your eyes? You have beautiful eyes.
Right.
Do you want me to cut just trim? Just trim a little bit, you know? And no. When he's ready, I'll cut it. And then when I cut, they say, oh, you know what? It's a little too short.
Yeah. So let's talk about the CD.
This next interview was officially documented as the most censored episode in American network TV history. Madonna arrived with a lit cigar, handed Letterman her underwear, dropped the F word around 14 times, and refused to let him cut to a commercial to save himself. When he finally said, you realize this is being broadcast live, don't you? You could tell Madonna did not give a shit. In fairness though, throughout the interview, she references that Letterman constantly talks about her sex life when she's not on the show to defend herself. So it seems like Madonna used this interview as an opportunity to get some good old-fashioned restorative justice.
What brings Incidentally, you are a sick. I don't know why I get so much.
You realize this is being broadcast, don't you?
Yeah.
But you like basketball a great deal. Where is your interest in basketball?
That microphone is really long. Speaking of the NBA. I'm sorry. Listen, all you do is talk about my sex life on your show, so now you don't want to talk about my sex life when I'm on your show.
No, what do you mean? All right, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's do a commercial. You want to do a commercial?
No.
Okay, we'll do a commercial
I don't think
and
we
then...
should ever cut to a commercial.
No,
Let's just keep talking and film every second of it.
Oh, yeah, because if the rest of it is as fascinating as the first part of it, then we've got something there. First of all, you're not irritated at all. You're not irritated at all. I know
You're
this is
not irritating me.
Okay, good.
Are you trying to?
No, I'm not trying to irritate you.
Actually, you do irritate me sometimes.
Well, you kind of irritate me, too.
Really?
You see, we have so much in common.
I know. Why are you always... I brought something to, like, make a point.
All right, okay, good.
You are always me on the show. You are always me on the show. You are always with me on the show. Where is that thing?
Okay. See what you're doing? See? Do you see what you're doing?
Somebody up. It's okay.
I want to thank you folks for coming in for this run-through show. Thank you very much. This, of course, will never see the light of day. You won't miss a thing tonight. You can't...
Speak the truth and shame the devil, baby.
No, you can't be coming on here. This is American television. You can't be talking like that. Now we're going to have to...
Why?
Well, because people don't want that in their own homes at 11:30 at night.
Okay, so this one out of context looks like a classic case of a musician just losing it at a journalist. But when you find out the full backstory, it is completely different. I'm probably going to get the pronunciation wrong, but this reporter had been pestering Bjork for 4 days straight. And the reporter had even filmed and questioned her son without permission, to the point where Bjork's record company had repeatedly told the crew no interviews. This reporter then went live on air anyway, saying Bjork doesn't have time for us. Bjork walked past, saw the reporter smirking live on camera, and attacked her. So in fairness, after you know the reporter had questioned and recorded her kid without permission after harassing her for over a period of days, you can see why she lost her shit.
Maybe it was the pressure of the press, perhaps it was the jet lag. Whatever, it took just one reporter and a simple greeting, welcome to Bangkok, for the pop star to lose that Icelandic cool.
Welcome to
The British-born journalist was more stunned than injured as Bjork was led away, not, however, having calmed down. Later, her record company said the reporter had been pestering her for 4 days.
This has to be one of the most chaotic Motorhead interviews ever, as frontman Lemmy was clearly done with the interviewer asking him leading questions to try and set him up following a cancelled UK tour run back in the early 90s. Lemmy does entertain the question and in fairness does give a pretty honest answer, that the band couldn't afford 100k at the time to tour their own country. But the interviewer just keeps on pushing and Lemmy just calls him out on his bullshit, making the extremely valid point that the likes of Ozzy didn't get constantly questioned for a similar thing.
So, when are we going to see you in this country again?
November, December.
Correct.
I'm not sure the dates yet, but they're still being set up. We're doing Europe.
Going to be cancelled?
Don't know. If they buy tickets, they won't be.
Well, we did. Well, last time we didn't cancel because we wanted to cancel because we didn't have money for it.
Yeah. We didn't have £100,000 to tour England.
So there was. We had to cancel that. What's going to cost us $100,000?
Pay £100,000 to tour your own country out your own pocket? I don't think so.
We do want to play those gigs that were cancelled. We're not shitting on the UK either. Either. Neither. Let's call the whole thing. I know.
No, that's another question. I mean,
well, I thought it was in the question actually.
What? You asked us, are we going to cancel it? Why the fuck would we book it if we meant to cancel it?
Yeah.
What a fucking redundant question.
No.
What do we mean no?
Because you've done it 3 times.
No, we haven't. We've done it twice.
All right, twice.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
100,000 we ain't got. People don't buy tickets.
No,
how can we tour?
We cancelled once.
How can we tour?
2 shows once.
I know that.
No, we cancelled the tour before that.
I remember speaking to you about this country.
Let's just get this cleared up quickly, shall we?
Are we still going through this fucking shit about my... Listen, you never fucking moan at Ozzy Osbourne, do you? You never bitch about David Coverdale. You never say a fucking word about Jimmy Page, not a word. Why are you always at me, man? Why is it just me that cops it? Because I was the only one honest enough to tell you I was going. Is that it? I wish you would fucking lay off that shit. It's old, and it's not interesting.
Now I'm being cheeky with this one as it's not technically the interviewer, it's the crowd themselves during an interview, but it's brilliant so I'm going to include it anyway. Typo Negative's Peter Steele was a mountain of a man, standing at 6 foot and 7 inches tall. So when he's trying to give his justification for his choice of the most shocking artist award and the crowd starts to cheer early, all it takes is a stern shush to instantly silence the crowd to allow him to continue with his selection.
Peter Steele, shocking. Second choice, Peter?
My second choice.
We love it. Okay. Sounds good.
Let me just say this.
Okay, cool.
If it doesn't upset people, it's not rock music. It has to upset the church. It has to upset your parents. Right. Has to upset the school system.
Okay.
So I chose Rammstein from Germany because...
Rammstein.
Let me talk. Because they upset both left-wing people and right-wing people. And they set themselves on fire.
That's always a bonus.